Now that Patty's kids are getting older, they are beginning to tell Patty some of the things that they're experiencing while living with Patty So, called Mother. Of course, it's all negative. Whenever they do something wrong or not up to her standards, they're going to end up just like their mother, Patty. As much as Patty tried to do things her way that she felt would be pleasing to her So, called Mother, it always backfired on her. Nothing would ever be good enough unless you do as she says, when she says, and how she says. She's a bully. Patty's kids have finished high school. She wasn't invited to either of their graduations. Patty definitely feels like her So, called Mother had something to do with it. After many years of being in her So, called Mother's presence, she notices how she does things, but then plays the victim. She likes the tension between Patty and her kids. She's a bully. Only Patty's oldest child is speaking to her. The youngest child dropped all communications on the day she graduated high school. Patty had no idea why, but knew her So, called Mother had something to do with it, because that's the type of person she is. She's a snake, she's evil, she's a bully, and Patty hates that. Patty was invited to her So, called Mother's house for Mother's Day a few years later. She received a card from her cousin and didn't even get a greeting from her youngest child. This child has never had much respect nor feelings for Patty. She noticed that right at that moment and made a decision to leave well enough alone. Never speak to or worry about seeing her ever again in life. Long story short, Patty wasn't feeling the company, especially after her youngest child walked in and spoke to everyone in the room except for her. Her So, called Mother saw this, and in Patty's heart, she knew she was loving it. Patty experienced some life changes, and out of nowhere her youngest child paid her a visit. As they talked and shed tears together, they both agreed to move forward and try to make things better. So, Patty thought. The first year everything seemed okay until her youngest child became pregnant. Not only did she not share the news with Patty, but she didn't even invite her to the baby shower or answer any of her calls or text messages thereafter. Patty tried to keep the faith and just give her space, hoping she'd snap out of it. But Christmas rolls around and Patty finally throws in the towel. Patty's So, called Mother, was hospitalized for an unknown illness. She had been in the hospital for weeks. Everyone took turns staying with her. Even Patty stayed with her several times during her stay. While Patty's So, called Mother, was in the hospital, her daughter went into labor and was in the same hospital. Patty continuously asked her oldest daughter or her sister if she had the baby. That was the only way she was going to find out. How awful is that? She finally had the baby. Patty went to visit her So, called Mother, one day, and she told her that she had stopped by before leaving the hospital so that Patty's So, called Mother, could see the baby. Patty still felt some way, but bottled her feelings inside and kept everything to herself like she always did. During Patty's overnight visit with her So, called Mother, she caught her off guard. Her So, called Mother, looked at her and said, "I'm proud of you." It took Patty a minute to pick herself up off the floor because on the inside she fell. Patty said, "What?" and her So, called Mother, repeated herself. It was surprising to Patty, who thought, "What are you proud of?" as she believed she's been nothing but a disappointment. Out of nowhere, Patty gets a text from her youngest daughter. It's a picture of the baby along with a message saying not to post it on social media. Over the next few days, Patty received another message inviting her over for mass brunch. Patty agreed to attend. To her surprise, when she arrived, this was already planned long before she was penciled in on the guest list. She saw her sister sitting in the house holding the baby. Patty had just spoken to her sister the night before and was told she had to finish last-minute shopping. Yep, Patty felt deceived. If only Patty's sister had been up front with her, it would have been better. Patty's youngest daughter never intended to invite her. If she did, Patty would have known when everyone else was told. The following day, Patty's oldest called her and wanted to talk. Nothing came out right. Patty was filled with emotions, and everything came out loud and mumbled. She had so much to say that her eyes and heart filled with tears. Patty just hung up the phone. Later, after sending her oldest child a text trying to explain her feelings, she noticed she had been blocked from everything. Patty sent both of her kids a New Year's 2024 message, but didn't receive one back. It's been a year since Patty has spoken to or seen her kids. No parent should give up on their kids, but if they don't want to be bothered, leave well enough alone. Why continue to call a phone that goes unanswered or text when there are no replies? Patty has learned that her kids only deal with her when her so-called mother instigates. She has learned they don't want anything to do with her. She wishes them the best and prays they succeed in life, knowing they had a mother who loved them. Patty's so-called mother sends her messages and photos of Patty's youngest child's baby more frequently since her hospital stay. The gesture was nice, but Patty's youngest child should have sent them if she wanted Patty to have them. She feels hurt when she receives photos from her so-called mother. She wishes they would stop. Her so-called mother called her one day. Patty always keeps conversations short when talking to her. On this day, Patty gave her new phone number. After chatting, Patty's so-called mother mentioned something Patty's youngest had said that hit a nerve with Patty. She explained that communication works both ways and expressed her feelings about their last conversation. Patty's so-called mother falsely claimed Patty turned out the way she did because she left her with a drinking grandmother. Patty couldn't take it anymore. She told her so-called mother she can't tell her story because she doesn't know it. There you have it, a glimpse into Patty's life growing up. This is her truth and her story. Please like, share, and subscribe.